again. We meet again. And judging by the intro of my last video, I think it's fair that I took a few days off and slept. Per usual, I have to get my rest in, but we are back to conclude the final books. I'm going to keep saying this until we hit book 29 or Surah 29, and that is when we know we have officially covered the entire book. I have about 61 written pages in my document that covers really everything from where we started last, Surah 30, to now. So we have up until that entire time, and we are just about done. So I'm looking forward to the end so we can get a fresh start on a new beginning. So let's go ahead and start with Surah 17, which is in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Glory to Allah, who did take his servant for a journey by night from the sacred mosque to the forest mosque, whose precincts we did bless, in order that we might show him some of our signs, for he is the one who heareth and seeth all things. Those who do wish for the things of the hereafter, and strive therefore with all due striving, and have faith, they are the ones whose striving is acceptable to Allah. See how we have bestowed more on some than on others, but verily the hereafter is more in rank and graduation, and more in excellence. And we refrain from sending the signs only because the men of former generations treated them as false. And excuse while I correct. And we are going to discover just a really common theme in these next few books here. And I want to see if it will be pointed out to you before I mention it. But just go ahead and listen for a very common theme that we will disclose soon. Okay. Let's finish this off. Okay. And we refrain from sending the signs only because the men of former generations treated them as false. We sent the she-camel to the Talmud to open their eyes, but they treated her wrongfully. We only send the signs by way of terror and warning from evil. And their purpose was to tempt thee away from that which we revealed unto thee, to substitute our name with something quite different. In that case, behold, they will certainly have made thee their friend. And had we not given thee strength, thou wouldst nearly incline to them a little. Their purpose was to scare thee off the land, in order to expel thee. But in that case they would not have stayed therein after thee, except for a little while. Say, O my Lord, let my entry be by the gate of truth and honor. Goodness, hold on. Of truth and honor. Little typos here and there. What's new? What is new? Of truth. It's like I know when they're coming, so I always stumble on my words. Because if you're a reader, your eyes scan the entire page before you read what you're about to say. So if there's a little thing off, your whole sentence will be messed up. But say, O my Lord, let my entry be by the gate of truth and honor, and likewise my exit be by the gate of truth and honor, and grant me from thy presence an authority to aid me. And say, truth has now arrived, and falsehood perished, for falsehood is by its nature bound to perish. We send down stage by stage in the Quran that which is a healing and a mercy to those who believe. To the unjust it causes nothing but loss after loss. They ask thee concerning the spirit of inspiration. And I will say something that I was meant to say before. I hope if you listen to these readings, and even if you go through my past ones, there's two types of people I feel like that listen to these. It can be one that really does listen to the words and kind of analyzes exactly the language that is used. But you could also be the listener who's a little bit more passive and just kind of lets the words flow through them and then lets their mind wander and come up with their own feelings about what is being said. And I want to let you know that either way is very good, very valid. However, this message is delivered to you, and however you perceive it, and however it speaks to you is the right way. Just the fact that you're listening to it alone is very awesome, and I really appreciate everyone that does listen. It's super, super awesome. Um, those beliefs. Sorry, I'm just correcting, and they ask the. There we go. Just correcting a little bit, but yes, feel free to listen however you wish, however it most connects with you. And sometimes it switches on and off. Sometimes, the language makes a lot of sense, and then sometimes your mind will wander and you come to a conclusion based off of what has been said. And that is good. But they ask thee concerning the spirit of inspiration. Say, the Spirit cometh by command of my Lord. The knowledge it is only a little that is communicated to you, O men. Say, praise be to Allah, who begots no son and has no partner in his dominion, nor needs he any to protect him from humiliation. Yeah, magnify him for his greatness and glory. Awesome. So now we're going to go on to Surah 18, which is Al-Kaif, which is the cave. And in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. That which is on earth we have made but as a glittering show for the earth, in order that we may test them, as to which of them are in the best conduct. Such being in their state, we raise them up from sleep, that they may question each other. Said one of them, how long have ye stayed here? They said, we stayed here perhaps a day or part of the day. At length, day, all said, I'm just going to leave it because I'm not sure what was supposed to be said there. But at length, they all said, at length, okay, whatever, what have you. Allah alone knows best how long ye have stayed here. Now send ye then one with this money of yours to the town. Let him find out which is the best food to be had, and bring some to you, that ye may satisfy your hunger therewith. And let him behave with care and courtesy, and let him not inform anyone about you. And recite and teach what has been revealed to thee of the book of thy Lord. None can change his words, and none will thou find as a refuge other than him. And to keep the soul content with those who call on their Lord morning and evening, seeking his face, and let not thine eyes pass beyond them, seeking pomp and glitter of this life. Here we go. Okay. Okay, let's just finish this up and then I will go into my prayer. Maybe just a few more words left. Okay. Seeking his face, and let not thine eyes pass beyond them, seeking the pomp and glitter of this life, nor obey any whose heart we have permitted to neglect the remembrance of us. One who follows his own desires, who is the case, has gone beyond all bounds. One day we shall remove the mountains, and thou wilt see the earth as a level stretch, and we shall gather them all together, nor shall we leave out any one of them. And the book of deeds will be placed before you, and thou wilt see the sinful in great terror because of what is recorded therein. They will say, ah, woe to us, what book is this? It leaves out nothing small or great, but takes account thereof. They will find all that they did placed before them, and not one will thy Lord treat with injustice. We only send the messengers to give glad tidings and to give warnings, but the unbelievers dispute with vain argument, in order therewith to weaken the truth. And they treat my signs as a jest, as also the fact that they are warned. Then they proceeded, until when they came to the inhabitants of a town, they asked them for food, but they refused them hospitality. They found there a wall on the point of falling down, but he set it up straight. Set it up straight. Not set it up straight, set it up straight. Excuse while I correct. And he sets it up straight. Good deal. Moses said, "If thou hadst wished, surely thou could have exacted some recompense for it. As for the wall, it belonged for 2 youths, orphans in the town. There was beneath it a buried treasure to which they were entitled. Their father had been a righteous man, so thy Lord desired that they should attain their age of full strength and get out their treasure. A mercy and a favor from thy Lord. I did it not of my own accord." Such as the interpretation of those things over which thou was unable to hold patience. Say, if the ocean were ink, wherewith to write out the words of my Lord, sooner would the ocean be exhausted than the words of my Lord, even if we added another ocean like it for its aid. Say, I am but a man like yourselves, but the inspiration has come to me that your God is one God. Whoever expects to meet his Lord, let him work righteousness, and in the worship of his Lord admit no one as partner. Boom, boom, and done. I'm going to say a quick prayer, you guys. And we're going to go on to Surah 19 through to Surah 21. So we'll go ahead and cover 3. And the last one is a bit shorter than... they're actually all about the same length, but they're a tad bit shorter. But we're going to go ahead and get up to Surah 21, and it coincides with today, which is the 21st. I thought that would be a good way to kind of schedule out the rest of these. And yes, God bless you all, and I will see you in just a few minutes. If it's not a few minutes, it will be a few minutes. All right, no words said. God bless you guys. See you in a second.